All right, cool. We are live. Darth Lopez
So
is hailing me this morning. Um, Pickles is missing, man. I don't know where he's at, dude. He's last time I talked to him, he was on some type of he was at work doing some stuff. Just kidding, man. He's at a golf. He had a tea time at like 11 o'clock, and so he had to peace out of the show today. But regardless, we got Darth Lopez in the house. Fedora will be coming on a little bit later, and yeah, man. How's the weather over in Chicago, bro?
it's nice.
Yeah,
About 65.
65. Yeah, we're like 59. It's gonna be 74 at like 4 o'clock. I'm gonna get some Korean barbecue at the end of the day, man. I've been craving that all day.
Nice.
Yeah. So, oh, I got a question for you in Chicago, man. Like, what's like? You guys got that deep dish like pizza? Is that how you
Yeah.
pronounce it?
I,
No,
I don't I think I've had it twice.
really? It's not that big.
Yeah.
It's not like your thing, really.
Nah, I mean, I'm not a pizza guy. So
Okay.
even growing up in California, I mean pizza
Hmm.
even now I don't it gives me heartburn.
Oh, for
But
real?
but the deep twice the time both times I've had it, it's been really good and I haven't been able to finish one piece.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah.
It's that
It's
thick, huh?
filling. Yeah.
Wow.
But I go light on it because it gives me heartburn. So it's like I literally both times. The second time I had it, I took heartburn medicine before I had it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's good.
That's
I
cool.
mean, Chicago pizza. I like the regular pizza's fire.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
And
sure.
I've been to New York and I've had their
Mhm.
pizza,
Yeah.
and I think and I had from three places when I was in New York,
Hmm.
and I still got to put Chicago pizza above New York.
Damn. I had,
That's probably disrespectful, and I
yeah.
apologize,
It's
but,
your opinion, man.
like I
It's
thought it
your
was
opinion,
better,
man.
dude. And the
Yeah.
Chicago hot dogs, I will say, they're overrated. I don't.
Oh, really?
I think so. I
Oh,
mean, it's
wow.
just mustard. It's just mustard, uh, relish, and onion. I think,
Yeah.
and the bun is that peppered bun. So,
Yeah. That
nah,
pepper bun. Pepper
so
bun.
when I first got here, I was eating my hot dog for lunch, and I just nuked it real quick in the microwave,
Yeah.
and I put ketchup, and they were looking at me like, "What are you doing? I'm going to put a ketchup on my hot dog like any normal person would." But in Chicago, they don't do that.
What the hell?
Yeah, so they're like, "Man, we don't put ketchup on hot dogs in Chicago." I'm like, "Oh, well, I'm from, you know, born and raised Los Angeles, California.
Yeah, Pinks.
Yeah, I can't think of a hot dog without ketchup."
You ever put cream cheese on your hot dog?
No,
What the
That's,
fuck
that's
kind of insane shit is that?
Seattle, bro. It's a
cream
Seattle
cheese.
dog, man. Cream cheese on
Seattle.
your hot dog, bro.
I
It's
could put
delicious.
I could put cream cheese on a bagel, some
Trying a
bacon,
hot dog.
ham.
Trying to, it's a Seattle thing, man. It's a yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
well, we got Fedora in the house. He's still rolling, man. Hey, Fedora, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but Pickles is not joining us today. He was. I talked to him on Friday. He was working on a plane, and they said they had to call him into a special meeting, and he was like, I don't know what this is all about, but I stirred up some shit on a plane, so I haven't talked to him since, bro. So
Hey,
I don't know.
Boing.
uh,
Boing. Yeah.
give me 1 second.
Okay,
Uh-oh.
the joke's over.
Live,
Forget it. Joke's over.
live on the spot.
Uh, um,
Can I get a straw?
Skyline Chili Dog.
How's it
Shout out
good?
Cincinnati.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right.
it's pretty
I've
good.
heard of you know what I've heard
Say that again.
because I've
Oh,
worked in
Mexican, good.
Ohio,
Pretty good.
and
I think
I heard the
all,
chili in Ohio. I'll just say the state of Ohio is they're big on chili.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I like sports. I'm a Dan Patrick guy. That's my goal from sports. Anything sports media, sports talk, and
Uh huh.
he's talked about it.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
Cincinnati,
don't.
I guess, is big on chili. Could be
No, I
wrong.
had no idea. That's
Sonic
crazy.
is big on chili too. I don't know if you knew that.
Sonic is. I like Wendy's chili.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, bro.
Oh.
Oh, I
Hey, Fedora, did you see that water gun I got yesterday on my Instagram?
Yeah, I did. That's the first thing I saw this morning when I woke up. I
Dude,
was like,
it's so clean, man. It's like perfect. I found a clearance section. I was like, oh shit, $7. Well, why the hell not, man? I'm
yeah,
gonna put it on
there
my
was
mantle.
there's mad people asking for Sonic stuff this weekend.
It's weird.
So
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
cool. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
Um, Real quick, yeah, we got 8 live in the chat, 5 minutes in. I just want to say thanks everyone for joining us on a Sunday morning. I got kind of a weird subject for everyone today, and I think something more current,
Wait, before we
obviously.
start,
Yeah.
there's still 8 in the chat. Bro, the Yankees got mopped by the Dodgers. The first game was good.
Ooh,
They were keeping it close. But
Yeah.
then the second game, I don't know what the fuck, bro. Like,
Yankees,
that
huh?
just shows the importance of like how much Juan Soto not being there
Oh, is he
makes
not
a
on the team right
difference,
now?
bro.
He's injured?
He's injured. Yeah, no, he's not injured, but he's got inflammation in the arm or something. And they were like,
Oh,
no, 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 no,
no.
we're not trying to risk it. Like, let's pull him
Yeah.
because he
Yeah.
looked like he was on the dugout. He looked like he was ready to play, but they didn't want to they didn't want to. I guess they didn't want to risk that. But like
Yeah.
Giancarlo Stanton ain't fucking do shit. Aaron Judge, he hit he hit 2 home runs, but that first game was like it was 0-0 for like 10 innings, bro. 10 innings.
Sounds like a Mariners
I was
game.
I was watching that
You was
on
watching
Apple.
that, yeah.
Yeah, my girl's a
Yeah.
Dodger fan.
Oh, that's
I'm a
cool.
Braves fan. I don't forget the Yankees. I got just bad history with them. I can't say I'm a Yankee hater, but I don't root for them.
Michael Baker.
Yeah.
Michael Baker
Yeah.
says, "Who got mopped worse, Yankees or Knicks? New York sucks."
No, I see with
Uh,
the Knicks. I want the Knicks to I want to see them go
Tough
far.
Soupy.
Man.
Hope you're doing
But
good, man.
with the Yankees, it's baseball politics, man. I don't really,
Sure.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got
But
that
the
logo,
Knicks,
man. That logo looks good on everything, man. You know, it's funny. I was in Korea, and I went to this hat store, and it was all Yankee hats, but just different
yeah,
colors and
baby.
stuff. They fucking
Yeah,
love that
baby.
shit, man. And like every girl in that store was like all over them Yankee hats in Korea. It was weird. I don't
Nice,
think
nice.
they. I don't. I mean, just something I didn't expect to see in Korea, man. But
Be
anyway,
global, baby. Be global, baby.
you guys are global. You guys are for sure global.
Mr.
Uh,
Worldwide.
I want to give a plug real quick to someone who I follow on Instagram, but we just kind of were DMing earlier today.
I thought you were about to say you are beefing.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. I don't put that shit on blast. Andy Duso comic art. He's
I
got
follow him.
dude. We were just kind of randomly DMing each other, but man, he's got some good stuff. And so I was like, hey man, if you come through on the if on the show, I'll plug you and just kind of show off your stuff. But I don't know. I think he's like, I don't know if he's like a professional artist or whatnot, but like these are pretty cool covers. I think Fedora, you appreciate these. These are pretty
I
tight.
do. I follow him.
Scotty Young.
Um,
They look like Scotty Young stuff.
his art looks very Scotty Young esque, but I feel like it reminds me of like baby Goku, like too, like this Wolverine, like kind of reminds me of Goku stuff. But I think his stuff's pretty cool, man. I just wanted to
You
give him
know,
a little shout out.
CGC made a statement about him,
About who?
about Andy. He posted like a while back, a few months back.
Really? What did they say about him?
I think somebody tried to grade his stuff,
Uh-huh.
or somebody tried to get Scotty Young to sign something that he did. I don't know. I don't really know what the context was, but they were just like, nah, man, like we're gonna just, I don't know. I don't really know what the context was,
Mhm.
but I know CGC like was just like, yo, like if we grade this is gonna be whatever that they said it was gonna be. I don't really remember the context. If he's in, maybe he could tell us.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll ask him about that later on. But yeah, I just want to give him a little plug and just I was just looking at his art the other day, and I don't really look at people's art other than like artists that we follow and whatnot. But I was like, wow, that's like pretty cool, like good stuff. Shout out to DJ Wise. Thanks for joining. Thanks for driving through, man. If you guys aren't following DJ Wise on YouTube, give him a follow for the homies. And but yeah, I've been doing these market reports on YouTube kind of offline. Appreciate everyone like going through those market reports and all that. We're doing them for video games and doing them for the comic books, right? So, I like to kind of split up between like old spec, what it's showing now, and then like new stuff that maybe a couple comics that have come out in the past like month or so. So I apologize. This is kind of a repeat of those market reports I've been doing, but a lot of these books are from 2024. What I mean by that is all these books are from 2024. it's a very short terms like timeline sample size of these books. You know, it's I would just what kind of brought my attention to this list is these books, all of them caught like they were white hot, an old wizard term back in the day for you wizard fans. But I was just shocked at how high these prices went and like the sustainability, right? Supply and demand, no, not even knowing about them. They hit every single top 10 list imaginable. And, I just wanted to see, hey, did these books like out the, do they keep the heat going out the gate? Did more come to market? Did supply kind of wane, or was it on to like the next big theme, right? And so that's primarily what this list is about today. I only have, I think, 9 books on this list, so I apologize if I missed a few from the Energon universe, for example. I will say one commonality between all these books is these are strictly covers. There's no story in any of these books, from what I could find. Like, there's no first appearance. There's no like, I don't know, drastic story except for the last one. But I mean, most of the stuff's just all comic art. A lot of these books we know about the rarity of some of these books. We may not know about the rarity. Majorities are ratios. And again, and I'll say this up front, like, you spend your money however you want to, or, you can do whatever you want with like your assets or your comic books. And like, this is no hate. It's just more of a study, if you will.
It's
And
hate for me.
it's hate for some people on the panel. He's being sarcastic, everybody. And for me, this was more of like a case study. It was more of like an experiment, I guess, if you will. I was just more curious if anything. And I'm not perfect when it comes to selling books or buying books sometimes. So I have got a little bit of hate from some of these sales. So whatever, I really don't give a shit. It's kind of funny if people are like that. But nonetheless, before I start the list, again, I want to thank everyone for coming through. I want to thank Darth Lopez for coming through, being a regular of the panel. And I want to thank Dolan for keeping the Knicks, because it keeps Fedora so happy. And he's about to go to the closest bodega and get a sandwich the Aki way. I'm really excited for that next coming up.
Bodega.
Oh man, just kidding. And y'all like pray for Jason's like safe return. I don't know what he said to the Bone executives, but hopefully he's all right. Just kidding. No, he's good. He's good. He's got tea time at like 11 o'clock, so he's better than us, evidently, with his tea time and shit. So whatever, man. Screw that guy. I kicked him off. All right. Well, without further ado, here is the flip list. I guess if you call it Michael Baker. And I also do shout out to the top 10 shows that I did get some of this info from. Stein, CBSI helped me out a little bit with this list. I'll just say I got a little of my research from both the lists, and let's just get into it and get opinions from the panel today. So I'm gonna go my homie Fedora on this one first. So it's out of all the books on this list, this is probably my number one favorite book. Like, I would legitimately be like, okay, I would pay top price. I'd grade it, hope for 9.8, maybe get signed, and like just post that like in my PC. Like, I wanted this book the second that Fedora mentioned it to me, just because I thought the art was amazing. I liked the backstory. I didn't know about the backstory of the artist. I didn't know about I didn't read the book. I'm not really big a Usagi Yojimbo fan. I just thought this was like a perfect cover. Fedora, tell us a story, if you want, from your personal side of obtaining this book and how long it took you to get it. And then if you want to tell us how much you paid, you're more welcome to, but you don't have to.
So a friend of mine heard all right, so pretty much some guy from the UK, a friend of mine was like, yo, I know you're at work, I'm gonna pay for it for you, and then just pay me back later, because I know you're doing the FedEx thing, whatever, but there's one book up right now and it's $80. So and I was like, okay, cool. And then he was like, yeah, just pay me when you can, don't worry about it. Months pass, like weeks pass, and the dude is like, like the book ain't coming in, like blah blah blah, Diamond is screwing me. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, bro, like how, bro, like how all of a sudden you don't got the book when it just sold for 500, bro? Like, so then we back and forth. But I didn't tell him that. But he was just like, he immediately said like, oh, let me know if you want a refund. And I'm like, that's an odd thing to say to somebody like right off the bat. You know, like if I'm working, I work at a comic book shop. Like if we don't have something, we're not gonna be like immediately like, oh, like, yo, you want a refund? We're gonna try and resolve the issue and make sure, you know, the customer gets their book, because that's what I do for a living. You know what I'm saying? Like when a customer come into Midtown Comics and then they pick up their site to store and something's not there, you know, we're gonna be like, yo, like, do you want the book? Da 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 da. Like, you want to wait a week because we could get it, we could ship it back, and then I'm not gonna go right off the bat like, nah, we don't have the book. You want a refund? Like that's crazy.
Sure.
So I was already like, yo, bro, like this dude is moving funny, you know, like I don't like the way he's moving.
Yeah.
So, and then my friend was like, oh, you know, like refund it. Like let's just like, he's like, yo, bro, don't worry about it. Like we could just get another one for like 100. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. I want like I want that book. Long story short, we never got the book. But we told eBay, we told all this other shit. He and a friend of mine, he ended up, you know, finding a good price for it. I think it was maybe like around the price it's selling for now, which is pretty reasonable.
Sure. Yeah.
So it wasn't 80, but it wasn't anything over the price that it is now. Yeah, no, fuck no.
Yeah.
It wasn't any of that.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. I'm glad. I know, like you didn't get the exact price you wanted, but man, like that's still. I think you kind of fell into like the perfect kind of scenario, you know, waiting it out, which is kind of what it sounds like. A Darth, like, have you heard this book before, or do you
No, I
know?
think I saw it on the top tens, right? It was selling for like $350 right at one point.
Yeah, like out the gate, man. I think it was one of those people didn't realize this book. I mean, I asked around for this book when Fedora talked about it a week before in the Discord. If you aren't in the Discord, let me know. I'll send you a link. But yeah, I asked around for like all my stores, and they're like, we don't order 40 copies of Usagi Ojima. It's such a weird number.
Right.
So, you know, from a standpoint, from a Dark Horse, you know, publisher standpoint, and being like kind of I mean, he's a well-known character, right? But he's not a main character. He's not Spawn. He's not TMNT, right? So I think from the initial FOMO, like kind of assumption, right? People are like, there's no way this is going to be, you know, found anywhere. And I think that pushed the FOMO. I haven't seen any grade sales yet, but what was that?
The first one sold for 500, like straight out the gate.
Yeah. That I remember. I remember that and a few sales, because I went and just looked at it on eBay and see what the sales were, and I was like, damn. But it's probably one of those things that nobody saw coming,
right?
And by the time somebody saw it coming, it was too late.
Yeah,
and it already caused FOMO.
Yeah, and then, you know, the market gets flooded, right, with a couple other copies that people are like, oh shit, I have this in my whatever, or like a comic shop is like, oh man, we never sold that, you know, in fucking Iowa or something, you know. Just
a lot of that is what's going on right now. It's probably driving the market on certain variants. Nobody sees them coming, and then they see them coming at the last minute, then FOMO hits.
Right.
You got 2-3 weeks of them doing good, and then that's it.
Yeah, and I think also like because this is like the flavor of the week, you know, and then next week there's another flavor, so the money moves to another issue.
Yeah.
For example,
I'm probably gonna buy another copy of that book, to be honest.
I mean, I would too,
man. I wait for the right price.
I think it's cool, man. I mean, I think I would even like try and find a 9.8 copy, because I don't know how tough it's gonna be, but is the paper okay on this for getting a 9.8?
I didn't even take it out the thing. I didn't even want to touch it, but it looked pristine. Yeah, there was like a tiny like spine tick, but I don't really know if that's enough. It was like really small, but so I don't really know if that's enough to get it a 9.6 or whatever. But it was very minuscule, because I know CGC is okay with some.
Yeah, like a little small one.
But I will say, before we move on to the next book,
the artist
was the artist who did the original base set Pokemon cards. He did all the art for it. So
Yeah.
he's kind of like a legend in the Pokemon TCG community. And he does all his signings, he always does his signing with like a little remark on it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you bring a Charizard to him, he'll sign his name and he'll do a little Charizard remark on the card. So if you get his signature, guaranteed, that's like a $1,000 increase on the card. I've seen like Charizard cards that are like PSA sevens sell for like $1,000
Oh,
just
that's
because
cool.
yeah. So I'm thinking like, one, it's hard to get his signature. It's really hard because he lives in Japan. He doesn't do many conventions. He's just like he doesn't go out. Um, and so I'm just gonna maybe buy another copy. And if he ever does a convention in the New York City area, I'll get the Charizard card signed.
Mm-hmm.
And the because it's going to be next to near impossible to get that man's signature on anything.
For
And
sure.
now with the JSA and all this other stuff, it shouldn't even be a problem to get it graded.
Yeah, with the authentication for sure.
Mm.
Um, so this was kind of my inspiration for the list this week, and again, man, Fedora, you called this out like 3 weeks prior to the book coming out. I think this was like one of the first books that I was just like off the radar, like cusp that everyone kind of just slept on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I got this for like $20 on my LCS. Like they had no idea about it. It started the Cap Marvel like kind of spec
Yeah,
variant phase.
trilogy. It was the trilogy of her current run.
What's that?
It was like a trilogy of books in
Yeah,
her current run right now. This one,
right, right.
5 and 6.
Yeah, 5 and 6.
Yeah,
Yeah. It definitely was. And like if you're in the Discord, man, you would have got the shout out from Fedora on this book. And yeah, this book again was out the gate 225. I saw one copy go for 300.
oh yeah.
Our homie Soupy got one in a 9.8 for like $100, I want to say, and he has his listed. And I got a 9.8 graded. My intention was just to see what the market was going to do, and I took the risk. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But
Hey, you made what,
$100,
100, yeah. I mean,
$100. I mean, so it's okay. Like it's does it suck that I didn't get to sell it for 225? Was it like you should have held on for 5 more years? It would have been $300. Like in the grand scheme of
Yeah.
things, like there's so many ways about it. One, the reason I sold it was because I wanted content for the show. I want to see how the market would gravitate towards this book. Would it keep the
Yeah,
FOMO?
exactly. Yeah.
2, I'm not a Captain Marvel fan, so I felt kind of like a way about hold on to a book that I'm not really a fan for. And then 3, like I don't know, 3. I didn't have a 3. I didn't have a third
Right.
reason, but yeah, man. Maybe was I disappointed? I think I was surprised, but
Super surprised.
what I got out of it was, one, it was first to market 9.8.
Yeah.
2, what I think is people that were in the market for a 9.8 probably already have one,
Yep.
or they already sent one they bought for 225 into CGC, and they don't care about the price of what it's selling now for. That's the data I got out of it. But
I agree with that.
Darth, what are your thoughts? Expand on that a little
No,
bit.
I agree with that. Like I am a Captain Marvel fan. I do read her books, so I pre-ordered it too for like $25. Same with the other ones, but my intention was always to slab it and keep it.
Yeah.
But I was curious to see what it would go. A 9.8 would go, because I think that one that was the first to market kind of on auction.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
And I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. Now I'm not one to put books for auction. I'm not the type that I'll just hold for like the maximum I could get.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll go high. I won't lie. I'll go high.
Mhm.
I'll be like this. I'll go high with 500. I'll let it sit there for a while, and then okay, I got to come down, and then I'll come down until it's gone. But I like the experiment, man, because I mean the market spoke. That's what
So
what
what's so
right
crazy?
now.
When the book first came out raw, it went for It went for pretty high, right?
Yeah,
And
like
then
170 and one.
it went 170, then it went
Yeah,
like
then it went
70, then it went 25,
yeah,
then it went
exactly.
back up to 266.
Correct.
So yeah, so it just seems like you know, maybe not a lot of people know about the rarity of the book. um I don't know, it's weird, like it's because you see how like this book, like it's up and down, right? So
Super. That's what I was telling him. I was like, it's almost kind of a niche market.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you don't read Captain Marvel, then you probably have no interest in this book.
And
And
that's kind of where I was coming from. Like I was
exactly,
like,
it's
yeah,
gonna take some time, right? It's not and then so like issue 5, once this hit, because you know what I mean, it made the list, it went away, it made the list again. I think both of those lists, right?
mm-hmm.
And then it sparked that interest, but so everybody just prepared for what the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's more copies of the Daughterman than this one. I
Mm-hmm.
think this is rare out of those
It's the
trilogy.
rarest one for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
rarest one, which is
yeah,
why I was watching that book. I was like, okay, we've got 20 plus watchers. He's got to get at least. It's got to go for at least 3. I never
mm-hmm.
expected that price. I would have thought minimal about 2-ish,
Yeah. Me
but
too.
and it didn't happen. But right now, when you explain what you were doing with it and how you broke that down, I was like, oh, it makes sense. Everybody that has it already paid
and they all
the
probably
market
want to
price
see
for it,
what
and
it's gonna go
they're
for.
not gonna re up on, you know what I mean? They're not gonna go all in on a 9.8 if they already have one and they hope theirs comes back a 9.8 or whatever the case may be. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think the one thing I maybe mess up on, but I thought it was liquid enough to not worry about that, is it ended yesterday like at 4 o'clock. So the whole Sunday, like kind of relax. I'm gonna look at my phone, yada yada. So that's probably like one thing I would have wanted to look at. But and Soupy, man, I think and that was kind of for you too, man. Like I wouldn't worry about it. This again, it was just an experiment. I mean, I still made money. I'm still green, like whatever. But if like, and like Darth, yeah, man, like everyone has like kind of their different ways to sell in the market. I like to do I like to risk it, no biscuit, like just set auctions because I think from the people that buy from me, that the excitement from an auction, I think is more of like their take, and like I just do it for the market. I just want to see where it's at, or I just try to get rid of shit. I don't got room for a lot of stuff. But
yeah.
regardless, yeah, 159 for a 9.8 this past yesterday, and the guy paid. I'm gonna cancel the auction though, and not send him the book. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna
No.
do that. But
Hey, but now it'll be interesting to see what the next one goes for.
yeah, I think that's a good thing too. I think people are like, oh shit, man, 159 was like, and maybe I'm a dumbass if like the next one goes for like 300, but
But do you?
whatever.
I count the auctions on a book like that or any other book like that as like a one-off. You know what I mean?
Perhaps it might be.
I don't think it's the. I mean, it's at the market, but I don't think it's really the market. I think some books like that will sell for more if the buyer holds his stands his ground.
Yeah,
People
and
people will they want it, they want it.
yeah,
I
and the
mean,
funny thing was, is people were like hating on me for that book. They're like, "Oh my god, you sold too low." Then why the fuck didn't you bid on it? So that's just kind of what I think is
yeah.
funny. You
Dude,
know,
I mean,
so,
nah, dude. I mean,
yeah, it's just funny that people are funny out there, but
you had
it,
no interest in it.
yeah,
It wasn't a book that you wanted. It was a flip experiment. As long as you're in the green, dude, none of us should pocket watch. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, and I'm happy to share that info with the supporters of the show, man. That's kind of what I do it for. Speaking of the show, about 30 minutes into the show, I want to thank everyone for coming through on a Sunday morning, afternoon, wherever the heck you're at, and hit that like button for us. We'll keep doing these shows, and yeah, on to another Usagi Yojimbo. I feel like this is the last like of the one of the two variants you should go for of this series, just because of the beauty of it. Um, I know pre-orders were going for about $99 when this first came out. This also hit FOMO, whatever you want to call it. About 2 weeks ago, I haven't seen any recent sales. I think there's a couple auctions out right now, but 405 for a raw. So pretty close to the first Usagi Yojimbo variant that came out, but a little risky for 405. However, I mean the cover is beautiful. I don't know who this character is, but Fedora, man, what do you think of this book in particular to a 405 price? Like, is that just people
After
trying to catch up or what?
this is just my rule. After I hit the first time, I
Yeah,
don't ever do it again. Like I'm off.
absolutely not.
I take my ball and go home.
Yeah,
Because now shops are gonna try and order to get the book, and then it's just like at that point everybody's trying to get the next one because they're trying to make that flip. I'm
Yeah.
already moving on to like I'm on to whatever the next thing is gonna be. Which
Yeah.
honestly, these past few months there hasn't really been a book that I was just like, yo, like if I buy this and hold it, it'll get some value. Hasn't really been that. So,
Yeah.
but no,
That's-
I wouldn't pay for that at
yeah.
all. Not
Would you
even
have paid
Brazilian.
99 for a pre-order on
No,
this?
absolutely
No.
not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
That's a tough thing too, man. Like, so like when the first one hits, like how likely should you be to like get the next issue and then price point, right?
now,
That's always a tough thing for me.
is this pre-orders on eBay?
Yeah, it
Or
was a pre-order on eBay. Yeah.
those are. I mean, those are dudes trying to capitalize. Either the shops or the shops themselves selling on the eBay.
Yeah.
Like I think that's trying to
Sure.
capitalize.
It's a tough call though, man. I mean, for
And
like
sometimes,
$100, right?
like Driz, I think it was Drizzy was saying that or somebody in the Discord. Sometimes it's just dudes putting it up there that are running to their shop Wednesday morning to go get it, to
Oh
sell it
yeah.
like these pre-orders. And so, so it's just like, it's you might not even get the book, honestly. So I don't know, man.
Yeah,
Like,
those pre-orders, man. If they're not from, because I look at all that. I look at all that, and a lot of times they'll be shops, like legit stores.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even then I wouldn't take the chance. But if I were to take that chance, it'd be from a store, like a comic book store, actually.
Right. Your LCS or
Yeah,
something,
no,
right?
yeah. Or if you buy enough on eBay, search enough on eBay, you'll see what buyers are stores. They're, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And versus a seller with good feedback, because I mean that's risky, dude. Because
like, look at even me. I
triple.
bought from a seller for 99%, and then he tried to fucking come up like beat me over the head. So
Yeah.
So it just, I don't know.
Because
it's tough.
Triple up, bro. You could triple up. Think about that person that's selling it. They don't even know what it is. They don't know what's hot. All of a sudden, they find out, oh, it's 200 or 250 plus.
Yeah, for 405 for
at that point it's like screw my feedback, right?
Yeah.
Think that way. I'll take the bad feedback. Sorry, I had to cancel your order. Here's your refund.
Yeah.
Go flip it on eBay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a tough kind of thing. I've done it one time recently. I didn't put the book on here, but it was at Harley Quinn 39. I pre-ordered it for like I think 60 when Fedora was talking about it. I can't remember, but yeah, that'll be my next experimental auction. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I just thought this was this was the newest book I think out of the ones I picked. So there's not a lot of info on this. But again, the whole exercise of this show is to see if the FOMO stays. And so far, so good on this one. But I don't know what sales are coming out this week, so we'll see. Hey, what's up, AOA? Good to see you, man. Hope everything is good down in Florida for you, man. All right, next Harley Quinn 37 variant. This one was, in my honest opinion, the craziest out the gate, like hot cover. I'm gonna start with you, Darth, on this one before I get into, or after I get into the data about this. 400 to 450 out the gate, so that's kind of consistent with the past books we've looked at. Pretty close, right? 800 for a 9.8 in April. I guess that was the first one on market.
Yeah.
700 last week for a 9.8 copy of this book. Best offer.
This just came out, right?
This came out a few months ago. I want to say like March or maybe February. Because it's Harley Quinn 37. So the last issue was 39. I think we're on 40. So yeah, it's like 3 issues old, 3 months old, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and
What's
I
the
kind of,
time for the 9/8 to get there?
I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember seeing this on the top 10, and it was top 10s back then.
yeah, it was definitely
But I know that,
both. Yeah,
I know that her variants could catch heat.
yeah.
I was able to, flip one or two of them back. I don't know, what was it, last spring, right before the winter. She had a few um covers that got hot, and
Sure.
what was it? No, it was a nightmare, whatever it was DC had going on. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, man, I don't know nothing about this. I mean, it looks cool. If
It
I'm
looks
honest,
scary to
it
post on
does.
your fucking
It
wall.
does. I mean,
Doc Joe got one though. Doc Joe got one
dude, she
early.
got her
Sure.
fans though, man. I
Yeah.
mean, got her fans, and
Yeah.
some of her variants are fire.
Yeah. This one's crazy to me.
But
Fedor, you're gonna say something about this book, man?
Oh, I think it looks ugly.
oof,
Mhm.
yeah. See, it's.
And,
I mean, $400, dude. I mean, I just, $400, dude. I can't do it. But then
I'm
again, I'm
just
not a
shocked
hard
that it stayed. I mean, a 9.8 went for $800, man.
Yeah,
That's a
that
lot
doesn't
of
it
money.
doesn't make sense, right? If you
Yeah,
go
it's
just
crazy.
off art alone, isn't
Mhm.
the I think it's subjective, but don't you think the art on Captain Marvel is better than this?
Oh my God, yeah,
yeah,
100% better. Yeah,
Right?
the Captain Marvel variants, like they're really nice books. Like those covers are really nice. This
Right.
one's scary as hell. But out of all the books here, this has been the most consistent. 3 months, albeit 3 months. This has
It's
been the
hoping.
most consistent one. This popped and has kept going. This is
Is
Nvidia
it
of
1 in
of, of
25?
2024.
Is it a
Yeah,
1 in 25?
it's a 1 in 50.
1 in 50.
1 in
Okay,
50.
yeah.
Then that
Because
you know.
I remember when it came out, we had it, and I was like, "This shit is ugly."
And what's
How
the
much are you guys
price?
selling it for? Like,
Like 60, $70, something like that.
damn. Yeah.
It's probably like a 3. Is it a 3.99?
It was like 60, 70. Like usually the DC incentives don't really go for much in any shop you go to.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. That's
they'll
true.
sell them for like they'll sell 1 in 25s for like $10, $15, which I think like there's a lot of potential in that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because nobody's ordering many DC books these days in
No.
general. Nobody's definitely ordering 50 copies of Harley Quinn. So
No, no, yeah, exactly. That's like the Night Terrors. They like, I don't know who it was. Somebody said those Night Terrors books a while from now might be something to look at, because who was ordering them? Nobody was ordering them. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Truman Hill, the Zatanna one, and then there was the Angel Breaker one.
Yeah,
Those came out. Um, so yeah. I mean, they're pretty low print. Like a lot of the DC variants are pretty low print,
right.
but
Sure.
the Sanford Green one I thought was really cool. I bought one for a friend of mine because she's like a huge Harley Quinn fan. And then
Yeah.
I bought the Sanford Green one for my friend for like $25. I don't really remember how much it was, but it wasn't unreasonable. And then I was just like, yeah, I'll get it for you, whatever, because she likes Harley Quinn. And I was like, I'll get you like a rare book that nobody has and you could put up on your wall. Um, the Sanford Green one was tight. Harley Quinn 39 is tight. I just feel like there's just like a better looking books to get for much cheaper. But I
It's a
mean,
very fascinating one to me that it's held up this much.
Yeah, that's
In this market too. And
yeah,
everyone says it's a down market, right? This is
right.
crazy. Yeah.
yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I thought this was an interesting discussion, and like, if
What's
you
it go
have this
for
book,
Raw?
man, congrats.
What's it go for Raw? It's still going $400 Raw.
I didn't look at the raw prices, like, because I didn't look at the raw prices for this book because the 9/8 just kind of hit like, oh shit, So I didn't look at the actual raw price. We could look right now. Let's look. Sorry, I was looking at some old Jordan Scoring Kings book cards, but
It can't be going for the same amount Raw.
So May 4th sale, there's like 370, 175.50. I think there was a little bit of damage on this book though.
Yeah,
And maybe that's like the other thing too. Like, is it hard to get a 9/8 out of this book?
yeah.
Right?
Because look, it's a dark cover.
Dark cover.
Any things on that? Any breaks?
It shows, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
AOA says this Harley Quinn cover is grotesque, and Soupy says, "Yeah, I don't get this at all."
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
look
think
up the Harley Quinn Sanford Green.
Harley. When did that come out?
No, like a while ago, honestly.
Samford or
Sanford
Sanford?
Green. Sanford
This
Green.
Sanford. Oops. So one just sold for $300.
You see
Oh,
that's a
yeah.
nice one, and look at that one. That one held up. That one held up because that one came out a year ago.
I
So
remember that.
that's the one I got from my friend. Uh, and you could have got that for $25.
Yep.
You know, so
All the DC variants 125s are like at ratio.
yeah,
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Trev? Thanks for
Wow.
coming through, man. Yeah. Yeah, this is a weird one for me, man. But again, like if you got this, like, congrats, man. I know Dacho has this. And I'm glad we didn't go too much in the Captain Marvel, the Donnerman variant, but I will say this: out of all of the trio, quote unquote, because there's the call, which I sold too for $1.25, which I was happy with. Captain Marvel 5, the Donnerman variant. This is my favorite one of the trio, just because, man, like it. I mean, look at it. It's the Donnerman variants are just tight in general, but
Yeah,
I actually like this one better than the Rogue one, personally.
really.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the background's nice,
I like
and
the Row one. I don't.
you like the Rogue one better?
Yeah, because Row doesn't have any
Like
like
cool variants?
variants, man. I
Yeah.
mean, not that many.
Mhm.
Gambit doesn't have any cool variants
No, not at
either.
all. No. I mean, Psylocke gets all the love.
She does get all the
And
love.
you know what, dude? When I sold a bunch of those variants recently because I'm trying to get my girl my 181,
Mhm,
and I was,
mhm.
I don't know if I was looking for excuses in the books. I had all these Psylocke variants, but I would find like things that were off that I didn't really like, and then I started, like, I'm like, what the hell, dude? Either you know what I mean? Did I? But I found them all cheap. You know, a lot of them I found. You know what I mean? And I was like,
Mhm.
fuck, am I just telling myself to sell it? Find a reason to sell them, or am I really finding? Because you know the prison one, the Astonishing Ant-Man.
I
It's a
don't know that one.
prison. Okay. Well, there's that variant of Psylocke, but if you look at her forehead, it's like she's got a 7 head. Like I don't like the art in it or something. I don't know, whatever the case may be. But no, my bad. I went down a rabbit hole.
No, it's all good.
Psylocke. But Rogue gets no love. Rogue gets no variants, so I kind of like that one better than this one.
Yeah. And I knew Doc Joe, man. Of course you have all these in 98, man. You're like the greatest comic collector of all time. But this one, I mean, I wasn't. This made more sense to me out the gate that this was going for 225 to. I mean, 500 is kind of crazy, but again, like I think people are still catching up. The Captain Marvel 4 variant. It's a Dodderman variant. It's an issue 5 of Captain Marvel. I think that FOMO really hit this one like hard.
Yeah,
However, 9.8 just sold for 185. So again, it's kind of like that same thing that happened to me, right? And this sold yesterday as well.
right. And it's not the only 9.8 to sell that low.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because
It's
I always watch them because I root for any Captain Marvel books to hit any fucking list.
yeah,
It's always like nobody reads, nobody cares about Captain Marvel, yada yada yada, right?
yeah.
Well, like I root for a character that I truly love, and you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kind of saw it coming, just because I didn't see 4 coming at all, right? But because what 4 did, and this is a Doubterman, and everybody knows about the Excalibur Doubterman, the Rogue one, and all
Yeah,
the other Doubtermans, I'd figure FOMO would hit quicker, but more people would be aware, and
sure.
it would double. I didn't think it would triple, dude. I remember back with the old buddies. I was like, I don't know if it'll triple,
Yeah,
but double for sure. Double ratio for 4, about 150 for sure. But it just went up to 2 to 3. I think around 3. But I mean, it's justifiable because I think it's a better cover and it's
yeah.
rare. But
It's got
then
history behind it. People are like, "Oh,
exactly,
there's a Dodderman Captain Marvel." I didn't know. Like,
yeah,
oh shit, I
right.
gotta get that. Right.
And you don't got to be a Captain Marvel fan,
Yeah,
right? Because you might like Doddermans.
yeah.
There might be dudes and chicks that I want all the Doddermans.
Right.
Doesn't matter if they're open order in incentives. I gotta have them because I
I
want
gotta
them
have
all.
it.
I
Yeah.
got them all too. I got the Wanda. I got them all. Every single one. but the only 9.8 is it's the Excalibur.
Yeah.
Now I did this one is in grading right now, but I don't care what it comes back. I'm keeping it.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think more people saw this coming than the past book.
Yeah. And man, Fedora, you had me like
No one.
I actually because of Fedora, I'm like kissing his ass today, but fuck it. Um, I was trying to get this Captain Marvel 5 at my LCS, but
Yeah,
they were like, it's 60. And I said, I
yeah,
don't want to pay 60 for it.
yeah.
And
They yeah
I
they
actually
did that.
said,
Yeah,
you guys need to take that off the wall and just put that to auction. And they're like, what? I go, just trust me. Like, I'll pay you. I'll like, if you guys don't make $60 on this, I swear to God, I'll pay you the difference. But just trust me. My LCS ended up selling for like 185.
yeah,
And they're like, what the fuck? Like, how did you know that? I go, well, I can't take all the credit. My homie Fedora put me on
yeah,
this book and Captain Marvel 4. That's why I kind of knew that it was going to do that. Um, but yeah, man, the FOMO was out the gate on this one.
yeah,
Obviously, like, I mean, do you guys think 185 for 98 is like a steal for
yeah,
long
bro.
term? I feel
Yeah,
that is too, right? Fedora, what do you
exactly.
think,
Because
man?
yeah.
But this, wait, for 185.
For 185 for a 98 for a Dodderman, just think a Dodderman, I guess, in there.
I would say yeah, because he has they'll probably be completionist, and
Yeah,
this might not be like the first one he does, right? Like the last one. It's not gonna be the last one he does because he did Rogue, he did Captain Marvel. He might go to DC, do a DC one, you know,
Oh
and
shit!
people
Didn't
will
even
go
think of that.
crazy for that.
I hope he don't do. Yeah, no, he's done
Yeah,
Psylocke. He's done Psylocke, Storm, Wolverine, Gambit, Scarlet
yeah. So
Witch. It's been a few. It's been a few.
you
But
know, so
yeah,
usually, yeah, I mean, he could go to DC and I mean, he's like an up and coming artist. So I guess 185 is like it's good, but usually for me, like I always try and play it safe. Like I don't ever once I get the initial book that does well, I'm kind of off the train, unless it's characters like Harley Quinn, right? Because I got the Sanford Green one and I gave it
Yeah.
away, and then we did the other book, you know. So usually like characters with like immense popularity,
Mm-hmm.
I usually like kind of watch all the time.
Yeah.
But this one, but look, so here's an example. The Sanford Green book, it sold for like I don't know, maybe like 125 when it first came out.
Yeah.
And then it went back down to like a $50, $40 book, $75. And then a 9.8 just sold for 300, and that was released like a year ago.
Yeah.
So just goes to show you that like, and Sanford Green, like he's been on fire lately with the Doom book that he just did
Mm.
and stuff like that.
Oh, right.
So
Uh huh. Yeah.
so you know, to tie that into the Dodderman variant, you know, he might do something later down the line, and people are like, oh shit,
but
let me
got
go
other.
defer back to these books.
He's got other styles, dude. I actually like the Hellfire Gala covers that he did more than these.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the Rogue and the Psylocke are the best one. The rest are just, but they've all been open order, so they've been just easy to get. You know, if you pre-order, you can get one copy or two copies or whatever, right?
Right.
But I like the Hellfire Gala ones he did. And those are the ones where they're posing. I think it's a big connecting cover if you put them all together.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of
Oh
characters,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
People are trying to get that.
right. And I actually think the X-Men '97 #1, his cover for that is better than the one that caught a little heat.
The
But let me,
Gambit number 2 is pretty tight one. I
yeah,
remember
let me
seeing that
let me
Gambit
just
one. That was
defend this
cool.
real quick. The Captain Marvel. Oh crap! I can't believe I forgot who wrote Brain Freeze. The run in 2019.
The what?
Female writer. What's her name, dude? Damn it.
It's all right,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Kelly Thompson. The Kelly Thompson Captain Marvel run is fantastic. I will say that.
For sure.
That's, and I know nobody's gonna read it, but it is pretty good.
Yeah,
It's pretty good. It got 50 issues, bro. Like for a
Yeah.
Captain Marvel book to get 50 issues.
that's
Oh, now.
crazy.
Hey, and Kelly Thompson has a good track record of writing books. I think anybody in the chat could agree to that. Kelly Thompson does have a name for writing good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Trev, our good friend Trev, the shipping guru, he says too high on this one. Maybe 150 would be like a nice spot, but man, I would like to. For me personally, like I think it'd be cool to have this like a quote unquote long term or like a 3 to 5 year PC, and then maybe who knows, right? But that's a risk you take, right? We only have a few more books left on the show, guys, but let's go on to the next one. So this one was kind of like Blood Hunt #1. This variant, like mini series.
Right.
It's a homage to like the fourth homage to this original cover. I hope people sold this book if they got it for FOC price, 225 to 300 out the gate. Most recent 127.50 raw. There's a CGC 9.8 going for 174 currently. Let me see when that ends because I'm just curious. Hold on 1 second, fellas. What do we do? Blood Hunt. Hunt 198 variant is currently going for. Hold on 1 second. Come on. Can't find it.
This was another one that was like, I don't understand.
Yeah, and
I don't get it.
Supposedly, right? There's like a. Okay, here it is. So 207.50. My bad. There's 3 days left on this one. I think this is the first to market. I want to say, but 207.50, man. Like, that seems like a lot for this book, especially because there's rumors that this is gonna be like reprinted or like it's gonna be shut out again. I'm kind of disappointed with this with that. I don't know, man. What do you guys?
I don't understand why did this do? I don't get it? Why did it triple?
I don't know.
Because people don't have a brain.
What was the you know what? Because was the cover price like $4.99, $9.99? Maybe that
this was higher, man. It was a pretty thick book, wasn't it, Fedora?
We had several copies of that specific book, and I think it was like $80, $75. I don't really remember what the.
So then,
I remember it was just a price that I was just like.
So that means if it was that much out of the gate, and this was a 1 in 25, right?
Yeah.
So that means cover price it might have been like a $6.99.
$7.99, something like that.
Marvel does that, man, and when they do that to 1 in 25, it boosts the price on the 1 in 25. So it's probably going to be double ratio anyway,
right?
Because of the cover price, and then that means you got to add that in. You know what I mean? And then that makes it okay. Well, shoot, if I'm going to flip it, I can't flip it for $70 because that's like what I paid for it.
Right.
I gotta 150 or more. If you want to double. So I don't.
My comic shop had like 50 copies of it. They sold 50 copies of it when it first hit.
They sold 50 copies of this variant.
Yeah.
So it's not rare.
No. And then we had my shop alone, and understand that like my shop, we don't really get many variants. We don't really get like insane. We don't get like insane stuff like that. We got several copies, so we don't really get any crazy incentives. You kind of have to go to like the flagship store, for that. So usually, like if we get like hot variants, there's a good chance that like we like had a lot of them. Also, I do not flip and sell books, but. Yeah, I don't understand. My comic shop, like, because if you go on mycomicshop.com,
they're big, dude. They're big.
You could see how many copies of said variants they sold. Just a little FYI. That's like a really good resource for me when I want to see like what's like moving. So
they sell on eBay. They're the ones that I kind of like see when they do pre-orders on variants that some of us may think might get hot. There's a reasonably priced.
Yeah, and then when it first came out, it was flooded on fucking like the week this came out or like the week after. There was so many on eBay. There was so many of these, and I'm like, what mooks are fucking buying this?
I don't know. I mean, it's a mini series too. It's not even like a main series, so like you risk that. I mean, there's no first appearance in this book, so there's that. It's going to end in 2 or 3 months. It's not continuity. I mean, for sure, there's no way this is
A lot of
continuity.
people liked it. I know that for sure. Like a lot of people are really
It's
into it. A lot of people are still
it's a
asking
fun
about
read.
it.
Yeah, I haven't.
It's a fun read.
I missed the first 2 issues when I was changing OCSs, so I'm gonna just get the reprints to read. I don't know.
Hey, the number one Brad's in the chat. What's up, Brad? Yeah, I mean, if you guys like fun stories, I mean, it's a really, I mean, I would say it's like one of my anticipated books I like to pick up at the shop. It's expensive because they're
Joe, let me see what
nice, but like, yeah,
Joe
I
Seaborn.
don't know, man. We'll see. $300, man. $300.
Flipside Days, right? Joe Seaborn, I know that name.
Doc Joe, yeah, that's Doc Joe, man. Yeah,
Doc
he's
Joe. That's
yeah.
that's old school. Almost
Yeah,
old
old school.
pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flipside.
That's the dude right there.
I know that.
There is a first appearance in the Blood Hunt. My apologies. Well, I mean, miniseries is tough. I don't know, but separation anxiety number 1. I like gold. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I like gold. $300 to $400 out the gate. It's a 1 in 200 ratio. Fedora, did we talk about this book before? I can't remember.
We did, and I said that 1 in 200 is stupid.
Yeah, kind of figured you felt that way about 1 in 200. That's how
yeah,
always
no, I've only done
at
that
point
one
it's
time in my life.
Manufactured scarcity. At that point.
Yeah, I've done it one time in my life, dude, and it's my little icon there, a Captain Marvel book.
Oh, okay, so and that's
just because I complete all her variants. I'm a true collector of Carol Danvers, and I knew when I got that 1 in 200, I was like, man, dude, well, I'm never going to sell it anyway.
Right.
And I ended up having to pay about $200 for it.
Yeah.
But hey,
it's a $300-$400 for this versus like that Blood Hunt book. I kind of justify a little more if you're talking about rarity. The cover's cool. I haven't heard anything great about this series though. And I haven't found a lot of sales for this book. But I just know that it went for a lot of money, obviously, initially out the gate. But I haven't really heard anything since versus the other books on this list. Fedora, did you guys have this in Midtown for like a 1 in 200 or probably not?
Maybe on the website. I don't really. If we did, not at my store. We and because I know that we had the 1 in 500 of the Ultimate Spider-Man. But my store didn't have one. So I'm pretty sure we did, but I don't work at the location that has all like the crazy like 1 in 500s, 1 in 300s. Like I don't have any of that. So I know that there was a J. Scott Campbell Mary Jane like winter ski thing, and I think that was a 1 in 200.
Yeah, they always Yeah, they do Marvel, man. I don't know. They do that a lot.
So, but that 1 in 200. Like I'm not.
And then again, if don't let the cover price be over $3.99 on a 1 in 200. Because then then it makes it.
Oh, somebody. I'm in front of my my apartment complex, and then somebody left their phone. Somebody lost their phone, and it's on the bench. They keep calling it.
Oh
man, stick that phone in an oven and turn it up.
Answer it. Like, yeah, right here at Central Park West.
Yeah, right. That's funny, Soupy. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard anything about this book since I heard about this variant coming out. And I don't like 1 in 200, 400, 500, unless like Darth said, like you just love a cover or just have to, or you're a huge, like a huge fan of the book. It's not really a thing to do. I've done it once. I did it once. No, that was a 1 in 50. Never mind. I've never done it. I know. I felt like the G.I. Joe 1 in 200s. Like I thought those covers were cool, but man, like $200 on a Duke cover or like, it's a lot of money.
And I like
For
all the
Duke?
1 in 10s. I like all the 1 in 10s from all that GI Joe Transformer, all that right now. The
Yeah.
1 in 10s have been my favorite. But I saw all that in GI Joe 2, and I couldn't do it. I did I did the 1 in 50, so I could, because it was fair, it was reasonable, and I did it for the Flint, because like Flint was one of my favorite GI Joes for the unit, the one shot, the Energon Universe.
Yeah.
So I did do that, but only because it was like basically buying.
Yo,
Like
this is I'm walking away from this.
which I want
This
to.
Morse code shit is blowing minds.
Hey, but some of those Transformer books in this current run would be interesting. You know, you posted the other day about that 1 in 50.
Yeah.
I was interested because I didn't pre-order that because it was a 1 in 50, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. But I thought that cover could do well. I thought it would have made a top 10 list, but it didn't. I don't think. But
Who's
that
the? I
sell
think
for that nine
Driz.
eight. That's a good profit. Whoever sold that book, man.
There was one. There was one of a hot chick on it. Like one cover. I don't know if it was Commander Cobra, Duke,
Yeah,
GI
I know.
Joe.
Yeah, dude.
Somebody posted it in the Discord, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice."
Dude,
And then I
there's a.
never saw it ever again after that.
I don't. Those some of those. Yeah, some of that. Everything they're doing with all that property. I think some of the variants are gonna sneak up on people here
They might. They
real
might. They
soon in
might.
9/8, bro. Because some of them are, fire. They're being slept on, and we'll
The
see.
the books are like it's crazy. We're just kind of a sidebar, like, but to kind of piggyback on what you just said, Darth and Fedora is like there's so many different titles in the Energon universe, but like
Dude,
it's still all good writing, man. It's all
fire.
really
Bro.
fun.
I
Yeah,
don't. I don't even understand how they're doing it, dude. And then I
really
almost
weird.
know it's like, but it's Kirkman, right? It's like his world, his team. I don't even pay attention to who's writing it because it's so good.
Yeah.
All of it, everything. Void Rivals, all of it is all good.
Mhm.
The Transformers, like the GI Joe. And here's the thing, like I'm 47, so that was my time, and I
Mhm.
assumed that everybody loved Duke, but apparently not. You know what I mean? And so when Duke started to get good, the community and everybody, whoever else,
Mhm.
and like, oh, we never even liked Duke, but the book is so good. I'm like, damn, dude. I mean, they're doing a really good job, and I didn't. I'm behind because I had to change LCSs again, so I missed, I think, 6, 7, and 8 of the Transformers of all those issues and the 1 in 10s.
Yeah.
So I have to go back and find them or whatever. But so I'm behind a little bit. But everything I've read, Cobra Commander, the Duke, Transformers, Void Rivals,
Yeah.
fire, and it
Yeah,
has
Joe.
dropped off. GI Joe, it has not, dude. It has not dropped off. I mean, it's brilliant. It's fantastic, dude.
Mhm. Is there gonna be anyways, do you know is there gonna be a Snake Eyes like miniseries too? That'd be cool. It's funny that they don't do one, right? But
That's right,
um
anyway.
yeah. Um we'll see. And man, shout out real quick. AOA, man, like you're the best moderator of all time, dude. Like you
Yeah,
really are the best. I love
yeah.
AOA, man. He's good.
Post pandemic,
Yeah.
he knows what I mean. That's me and him. He knows post pandemic.
Yeah. Um, I'm starting out. I'm slowing down a little bit on the rest of the variants here. I didn't have a lot of info on this book in particular, but I thought the cover was like, this
I remember
example of
this
like,
book.
yeah, it's like Power Girl. She's kind of like a D-list character. Like the art's pretty cool. It makes sense. I get why it popped a little bit, but it didn't go too crazy, right? It wasn't like the previous ones that we had. 80 bucks out the gate, 55 bucks this past week. There's no CGC sales on this book. But this kind of cooled down a little bit. Again, nothing really like a lot to talk about on this book.
You know what's so funny
But
with that book?
what's that?
Uh, uh, I put it out on. I think I was covering for someone, and then I put it out in the morning, and then I was like, "Oh, this is like a nice little variant." And then a week passes by, and it's Friday, right? So and then my coworker, he's like, "Yo, like the new top 10 list is out." So then we go on our break and we check and we talk about it, see if we have any books on the list that we could sell to customers and be like, "Hey, yada yada yada." Tourists, because tourists like to come in, they like to buy souvenirs. So whatever's on the top 10 list, we like to look at it, see if we have it, kind of tell the customers, you know, like, hey, like this is, well, tourists, say, hey, this is coming up. We saw the book, and then my coworker is like, yo, how much you want to bet some what do you say? He's just like some flatfoot is gonna come in for this book in the next hour because he saw it on Q Collector. And then I was like, all right, like I'll buy you lunch if it happens. No lie, not an hour later, but it came up at 4. A dude came in at like 6:30. He's like, let me get that book.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro.
Mandatory.
That's hilarious.
Like, bro.
Yeah, dude.
That book was there the whole week. It was there from Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
Wednesday, Thursday. You have 4 days to buy it, bro. So it's just funny about like, and the book didn't even pop. So
yeah, it didn't pop. It didn't really pop. Yeah.
It's a nice cover.
Yeah.
I could see this book being something if Power Girl ever becomes like a relevant character, you know. Yeah. But
it's just better than that Harley Quinn. That's for sure.
It's better than a Harley Quinn. That's for sure, man. And of course, Doc Joe. Of course, he has this book.
Yeah.
Look at Doc Joe, man. I envy him, but yeah, I just thought, like, you know, didn't want to like go too crazy with everything, but I'm ending the show with this last book, which this book had you know, main publisher, a great story. It's still pretty good. The FOMO hit this one hard, and it started 2024 off like just with a bang for sure. I don't know if you guys know what this book is. Any guesses? Darth Lopez or Fedora?
Is it Beneath the Trees 1 in 50?
No, because that was 2023, right? Technically.
Was it?
Yeah, it was last year, bro.
Oh, it's 2024?
Yeah.
Oh.
So
sorry.
Do you know? No. Start off the year with a bang.
This year?
Yeah, this year. It's 2024.
Was it a variant?
This one was a variant, but it wasn't a ratio.
And it started off this year.
You can just name the title if you got. You don't have to name that.
No, I can't even think of.
Fedora, can you think of it?
No.
All right, you guys will be like, oh, when I showed off, Ultimate Spider-Man #1.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So like this was like, okay. One, this was a huge price. Like the cover price was like what, $7.99 on this book. There was about 17 different variants that came out. There was a ratio. There was whatever. Everyone gravitated towards this book, I feel. There was the Spider-Man cover. I actually went with the cover of the whole family, like the Parker family. I went with that one because I thought, well, it's the first appearance of like the kids, so wouldn't that be the one to go with? This book came out $60 like out the gate. Everyone loved and continues to still love this Ultimate Spider-Man run. It's probably one of my most enjoyable books. It's kind of slowed down a little bit.
It's still selling.
It brought freaking kids in from, you know, right? Fedora, it brought kids in coming through, right?
Still selling, baby.
Still swearing. Still selling.
People coming in buying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like right there. Like it's we're up to like what, the 5th print now? It's still going. Up there. Yeah.
Issue
2 is up to the 3rd print. Issue 3, issue 4, like multiple prints. It's still going. It's still flying. So
crazy,
buy this book, man. Listen, hold on. I sorry to cut you off first.
No, you're good.
This, like, when we're talking about like books of the modern era, because I hate, you know, I don't think many modern books these days have like staying power. Like 20 years from now, when I have my kid, you know, my kid is probably gonna be like, yo, well, Minnie Kong, she doesn't really like comics, but if I ever have another kid that's gonna like comics, that kid's gonna be like, yo, do you have Ultimate Spider-Man #1? And I'm gonna be like, yes, my child. Yes. Here we go. Like,
here's my child.
And he's gonna throw a curveball at you from 2000, Dad. Yeah. And you'd be like, no.
I'll choke him. I'll get so pissed. But this is one of those variants where this is the one question I hate when people come in. like, oh, what's a book I could buy right now that's going to be worth something in 20 years? I get that question all the time. And I just want to like smash my head into concrete. But to answer to all those people, this is the book. This is the book. If you didn't get it on opening day, then you're shit out of luck. But they're doing another reprint with Miguel O'Hara on it. I think that's like the 6th print. So it's gonna have Miguel O'Hara on the front. It's just like that.
Hey, Commander Go says, tell them the My Little Pony books.
Yo, people like My Little Pony.
Oh, God damn it.
Hold on.
Yeah, they can't get some heat.
Listen, they can.
Rarely, but
listen, that dude was wild when he was just like, yo, you gotta get My Little Pony. Like, bro. There was some girls that were buying Monster High comics. Yeah, we're bumping out here today.
Monster.
So yeah. They were asking for Monster High comics.
I don't know, man.
What?
Why not take some risk? I took risks on the Maleficent.
That's actually not a bad call, honestly. Monster High, yeah, for sure.
Why not? Yeah, you know the Maleficent books? I was only able to do it because there was a customer at my LCS buying all the high. I don't know how they had so many variants for the Maleficent, right? Mm-hmm. She was buying all the top variants, which made my LCS be able to lower the price on a bunch of like bundles because she was going to be stuck with 1 in 50s or 1 in 40s, 30s, 1 in whatever. And each one he gave it to me for a reasonable price, and I took the shot. And one day, or maybe whenever I have time, I'm going to go through them. And I'm not even going to look at CGC. I'm going to send them to the best presser east of the
Mississippi. Shit, found footage. What's going on, man?
Like Crook, and I'm going to see if I get 9/8.
Oh, the Crook.
Yeah, and I'm going to blindly throw them on eBay. Yeah, because I did sell some Campbells, for like $30, little bundle Campbells they did, nothing major.
Yeah,
but those Maleficent books are
they're nice. That's very niche, but that's like a nice niche. You know what I mean?
I like the Disney women, like the Hercules. What's the chick? What's the chick that Hercules always trying to get with?
Oh, the Prince Yasmin. No, shoot. Yeah. Oh, I can't think of. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I can't think of.
Her variant sold out in store and online.
Hey, is it the Chitara? Are people? If anybody like, I was looking at the Chitara covers earlier, or when I was doing my pre-order yesterday.
I have no idea who Chitara is.
Thundercats.
Is that Thundercats?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chitara.
I don't like Thundercats. That's a little bit. A little bit after my time.
Oh, okay. Hey, but like we'll see. I saw some decent variants. I'm not saying that any of those could like pop, but I could see maybe 1 or 2 popping.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Fedora, like this is like honestly my most enjoyable like series of 2024. I thought I did not like the fact that the 90s were going through for 350. People were selling these for like shitload, and whatever, it is what it is. A 125 or a 98 went for 125 in this cover this past week, which I like the art of this cover. It's not a ratio, so that kind of doesn't really do a lot for me on it. But like I get the $125 price point. For me right now, just as far as like grading is concerned, like I'm not grading modern books, man. What I mean by modern is like I'm not gonna grade anything 2015, like, and to present if it's a cover A or like non-ratio book. I just don't see there's too much risk in it. I think CGC's like grading really tough. I think the market's bad, and the FOMO just like, it's just not doing very well in regards to like flipping or whatever.
We're back down to where it should be, man.
Yeah, that's true. I think CGC.
I
just think CGC is just grading a little tougher, in my opinion. But yeah, I just don't like this. I don't like doing that.
Right? All that they were doing or whatever it was. I've always been, you know what, dude? I CGC, and when I do, it's for me. There's only one book I've ever took the chance on getting it graded, and I got lucky it worked, but I'll never do it again.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely slowed down a lot of my grading too.
I took a lot of lumps on art germs and a lot of 1 in 100s that I had pressed, and then By the time I saw 9.8 markets, they weren't even worth it.
Right.
I'm like, damn. I just took a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just whipped my own ass on my own dumb spec. You know what I mean? Or not spec, but flipper,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, reset, whatever. I took
Whatever. Right.
Yeah. And I'm not, not doing that no more. So I grade to keep.
Yeah, it's tougher, man. I mean, I'll be honest, like kind of off this back. I know we're all comic collectors in the chat, but I've been doing more video game stuff just because I like video games a little more.
I've been reading more manga these days.
Yeah, I mean, I actually got I don't know if they're watching, but shout out to my cousins. They bought me the #1 compendium of Invincible, like the big ass one.
Nice.
So I'm gonna read that pretty soon. And yeah, and Taros, man, spec is tough. You gotta get hopefully you get a 9.8, right? And the 9.9 market I think is still bullshit. Like I know people are believing it, and from my experience personally, like I haven't seen a lot of 9.9s come through. So we'll see, but
I mean,
what's that, Darth?
I said I think if you grade to keep, man, why not? Like the books the Captain Marvel books, whatever those grades are, I don't care.
Yeah,
it's gonna suck if I get a 9.4.
Yeah,
but it's mine. It's not for you know what I mean. None of them are for resale. So
yeah,
when I send books to get graded, they're just because they're for me, and I have no intention of selling them
for sure.
Because I'm gonna get some. My Deadpool might be an 8.5, but I've had that book since a kid off the Walden bookstore in the mall. Yeah, Walden Books, bro. Glendale Galleria, Northeast LA. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
Yeah.
You know Walden Books, right?
What's that?
Walden Books.
Bro, that was like where I got my X-Men newsstands from back in the day, man. Yeah, hell yeah, I know Walden Books.
Exactly. And if it's an 8, if it's a 7, I don't give a shit. I've had
it. And that's that. Yeah. Anyway, well, we could talk about it another time. We should do a newsstand show. Maybe we'll do that next time.
Ooh, I love newsstands, man.
Yeah.
I hate newsstands.
I think that's why we should do it. I think that's why we should do it because Dora. We got the the one dude on the panel. It's like fuck newsstands.
That's the one FOMO.
Fuck Dolan and fuck the Mets. Right? Am I right? I got those three right.
The Mets, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't
like the Mets.
I don't hate the Mets. I don't hate any New York team. I just don't. I'm not as passionate about them. Like just to say that the Mets, the Jets, the Nets,
the Giants. They're not even in New York. They're in fucking Jersey.
No, those aren't real New York teams. Those aren't real New York teams.
Ooh,
the Jets and the Giants
that's New York politics right there. That's New York sports politics right there.
Yeah, for sure.
They play in Jersey.
It's in New Jersey. It's the Jersey Jets and the Jersey Giants. They should just change it. Leave us with the Bills. The Bills.
Oh, there you go. That's right, baby. Josh Allen.
All right.
Josh Allen.
All right, fellas. Well, that's
before we end off, spec is tough, which is why I don't be on fucking Instagram all day like, the best FOC show, like, cause then you look like an asshole when your book is going for like $5. Now, listen, look me, I might not get it right all the time, but I get it right a good amount of the time, and maybe my book 1 week goes for 500, and then the next month it goes for 150. But so what? It went for 500, and I can say that. And I don't flip and sell books, so you already know that I'm not feeding you bullshit. Because if I tell you to get something, it's because I'm buying it. It's going into my PC. So if I take the loss, we taking the loss together. But guess what? I don't take many losses because I'm not there looking like a fucking jackass on Instagram every week telling you to buy 10 books and then go, oh, did you miss it? I have it.
Did you miss it?
Yeah, selling it to you for like 3 times the price. Because if you was really a man about your shit, you would sell it to the dude for $5.99, $4.99 ratio, or whatever have you.
And free shipping.
Or you give it away.
Or you give it away on the show, which is why you got to tune into Furbird the Nerd show, 7 p.m.
Our show. It's our show.
7 p.m. Our show. Whatever
our show, baby.
Ronin 5, Ronin 4, Ronin 3, whatever shows he got, tune in. Because, sometimes he might just give shit away. Sometimes you might just give shit away. Check
I
out the
do give
market
shit away a
report.
lot, man. You know, it's the most annoying thing is going to stand in line of that freaking. You got to set because I sent it medium mail, and I'm not gonna pay like $10 for shipping. But man, that's the most annoying part. But man, I do appreciate the community. I love these guys on the panel too.
I love
I'm
medium.
talking about everybody, Michael.
I love
I'm talking
medium.
about everybody. Comic Tom, or everybody. Everybody. And I can say Comic Tom because I'll tell him to his face if I ever see him too.
2024, bro. 2024.
Listen. 2024. We're not. I'm taking shots at everybody.
Oh,
I'm tired of seeing these stupid lists, like of people just pushing fucking garbage variants, foils, all this other shit. I had a customer come in, was like, "Oh, some guy on Instagram told me to buy this book. Did I win?" And I was like, "No, do not do that, bro. Like stop trying to make money off these people because they come into my shop and then they ask me, and then I gotta be the bearer of bad news. And then, no, you got beat in the head. Like
it's tough. It's tough to figure shit out, you know, and it's a risk, right?
So read respect, man. Collect what you read, dude.
Yeah,
collect what you read.
That's what I be telling people.
Collect what you read, man.
Is there's no real way of knowing unless you win it. You got to be born in it, molded by it.
Hey,
all right?
Yeah, like Bam did on Batman, molded by it.
All right, fellas. Well, again, this Buck Dolan. Thanks for all the people that are live today. Hit that. Do us a favor. We'll do more giveaways. I didn't have one this week because I just tired, man. But hit that like button for me. Watch the past shows. I'm gonna do a market report for tomorrow. We're doing the Ronin 5 show on Tuesday, and I'll do a video game report later on. Help us get the word out to everybody. We're almost at 700 subscribers. We're at 656 as of today. So that's great. And then 22 live. Are you fucking kidding me? That's amazing. I want to thank the guys on the panel for all your support. You all have a great Sunday. Get out there and barbecue. I'm going to get Korean barbecue at the end of the day. Y'all take care.
Yeah, it was the Puerto Rican parade. Oh, shit. The festival was yesterday. We got lit outside. We're getting lit today. I'm not going to work on Monday. Fuck Dolan. Fuck the Jets. Fuck the Giants. That's not a real team. Fuck the Dodgers. No offense, bro.
No, that's my wife. That's my wife. Atlanta Braves, baby. Atlanta Braves.
Yeah, the Braves. Yeah, fuck Ohtani. He ain't do shit last game. Yeah, I spent 500 million, a billion, whatever, and he ain't even do any. The other dudes are doing. And then y'all shitting on my man Yamamoto. Oh, you're not that good. You're not that good. He was shutting everybody down. Y'all fans got everything twisted. Y'all like, oh, Ohtani. He not even that good, bro. He not even that good. The Dodgers ain't even need him. All dudes. I'm not even gonna lie. He like the Dodgers that don't need Ohtani. They go without him. But anyway,
can I end the show
for another day? Yeah, end it.
I'm just kidding.
Bro, I'm ranting today.
All right, man. We'll see y'all next week. We're gonna do a newsstand show for Fedora. He's on his way to get an Aki Way sandwich. I gotta go. See you guys.